Can you hear me?
Yes.
Congressman Honda, can you hear me? We are actually so delighted. We have one of these finest, highly acclaimed, internationally known singers, Mr. Dhananjay Cole, and that's why we have gathered here. And also we have gathered here because Kashmiri Overseas Association is going to honor our very dear Congressman Honda for all the work that he has done for the community, and especially the Kashmiri community also, because right now this event is by Kashmiri Overseas Association. So we are very, very delighted to have all of you. It's a working day, it's Tuesday, and I know it's very difficult that all of you have been able to come and gather. And thank you again. What we'll do is we will actually, I will do this easy job. I will introduce the president of our association, who is going to talk about the Kashmiri Overseas Association, about the different projects, and then we'll felicitate our congressman because he's on a very tight schedule. He has to leave. So, and the other things that we have to do, we'll do that after that. So at this moment, I have the distinct pleasure, and I feel very honored to introduce the president, the national president of Kashmiri Overseas Association, Dr. Surinder Kaur. Please give him a big hand. We just concluded a very successful West Coast camp, and I know some of you were there and some of you were not, but it was such an amazing. We had so many people at the Bass Lake, and it went so well. And Mr. Dhananjay Cole, he was so good, in that beautiful place, and everything went so well. And Dr. Surinder Kaur is a physician. He's from Houston. I mean, he's from Kashmir, of course, but he is based in Houston, and he is a medical director of a very prestigious institution, Baylor. And Dr. Cole is a very, very bright man who has changed the entire the course of our association. There are so many projects that he has undertaken. There's this medical project which he is doing with another well-known, very dedicated organization in India, KMECT, and there is educational programs and educating children and schools, and there's so many programs, and I will let him talk about it. And at this moment, I have the distinct pleasure and honor. Here he is. Here is Dr. Surinder Kaur.
Namaskar to everyone, and thank you so much, Jeevanji, for speaking some kind words. It's a big punishment for me, just being praised in front of me. So, anyhow, thank you so much for that. Well, on behalf of Kashmiri Overseas Association Board of Directors and Executive Team, I welcome you all. And this is, we just concluded our KOA annual West Coast Camp, which was a wonderful platform to showcase the culture and heritage that is very unique to us, and that we are trying to promote, protect, and propagate. Well, Kashmiri Overseas Association, we consider it to be more of an institution rather than an organization. The KOA, that is the short form of the organization or an institution, was started around 1982. It got registered as a not-for-profit 501c. Charter was given to this organization, and at that time the organization was introduced, and its mission and vision was to promote, protect, and preserve the culture and heritage of Kashmiri Pandit community. And as we all know that this organization is, the membership is primarily of the people who hail from Kashmir and have their roots in that part of India. Kashmiri Pandit community basically is a community with the tenets of peace, universal brotherhood, religious coexistence, benevolence, righteousness, and after the horrific displacement, a massive displacement that took place in 1990s, the priorities for this organization has enormously increased because of the humanitarian problems that the whole community post-Exodus had to face. So Kashmiri Overseas Association took a lead in providing that support because the community was dealing with survival issues at that time. And all of a sudden, the whole community came onto the road with no significant help from the government. And at that stage, the organization emerged and provided whatever possible was at that time to help our brethren back home. And I would thank all the community leaders and activists who at that time galvanized lots of humanitarian needs and came to the rescue of the community. Well, as I said that sometimes we become emotional because we have a 5,000-year documented history. And now, post-displacement, the major challenge for this community, whose basic qualities are peace, benevolence, and righteousness, and universal brotherhood, we are struggling to protect and preserve the culture. And the major threat for us is that maybe in next few decades, this community, which has such wonderful tenets that needs to be preserved, will be no more. I feel bad, we all feel bad. And if this thing happens, I think the world organizations, if they remain silent towards the plight of this community and let it extinct, I think the world organizations will be shying away from the responsibilities that they should undertake. I don't say that this community needs to be preserved because I belong to this community. I say so because of its values. Now in our current world order, where the violence has taken the lead in so many multiple forms, we need such communities to be projected as the community who has never reciprocated violence with violence. They have been on the receiving end, but they never picked up guns because we believe in brotherhood. We want the world to be a peaceful society where everyone has freedom of right, freedom of expression. So Kashmiri Overseas Association, keeping those things in mind, have been dealing with multiple projects, and I'm happy to say that this organization, as of now, has been running wonderful projects. One of the projects, like Sponsor a Child, has been running for several decades. And basically, the membership adopt a child who is going to high school, who is going to the school, and adopt it for 1 year, and till that student goes either to higher studies or to any professional college. And millions of dollars as of now in these 2.5 decades have been utilized for these humanitarian needs. Similarly, we have educational assistance programs wherein students who cannot afford, they are being adopted so that they can complete their higher studies. Now, post-displacement, the community members back home, they became victim of very dreaded diseases. And we also lost so many lives prematurely because of the impact of the massive displacement. Now, with no significant help either coming from the government or the state government, so we had to stand up. And I'm very happy to report that the organization has been contributing towards the welfare for those underprivileged sections of our community who cannot afford the high-cost medical care to save their lives. And we will continue it, even though we are very small in numbers, but in spite of all odds, we are trying our level best. Now, switching the note from community and the organization, because we now in organization, we have widened the scope and set an agenda for next 5 years, where we have realized that we have a big human resource pool, and we need to utilize all these pools for having a significant tangible impact in the delivery of those projects. So our community is well read, 100% literacy rates has immensely contributed in the making of the modern India, has immensely contributed in making of the Jammu and Kashmir state. And the community that has been taking pride in secularism and universal brotherhood has become the victim of the fascist and fundamentalist ideologies. So various projects have been launched. For your information, that we have created a database of the physicians. We have created a database of the academicians nationwide, and our priority currently is about strengthening our youth, that we call as KOA Next Gen. And we are trying to network all these resource pools with our Next Gen, so that our youths have a wonderful opportunity of networking and also mentoring, and see how best we could utilize our youth in our programs and this movement. And also we have been collaborating globally with our communities elsewhere in different countries to have some significant impact on the social needs of the community. Congressman Mike Honda, I'm really very thankful to you because one of our legendary artists who is a big name was deprived of coming to US. And in spite of our repeated requests, somehow on some pretext, he couldn't make it. His visa was rejected twice. And there was such a popular demand coming from the membership here in US that I told them that I will try my level best. And I know Jeevanji, I should thank him. He is our ambassador, that I was talking about the community, the virtues of the community, of righteousness, of benevolence. He is the leading example and ambassador of the community that we all feel proud of. And thank you, Jeevanji, for all the good help. Thank you, Congressman Mike Honda, for coming to our rescue. And I know that you have been supporting our issues from time to time. So we, our legendary artist, Mr. Dhananjay Cole, now he's in the last lap of his tour to this country. And I'm happy to report that he went almost in all the zones nationwide, and he mesmerized the audience. It was very nostalgic moments and very emotional moments wherein we here in our second home, we felt those vibrations that we used to feel and grow from our childhood listening to that music. Thank you so much for giving us that opportunity to get connected to our roots. So on behalf of our KOA Board of Directors and Executive team, I immensely thank you for your kind help and support. For all our members from our community here, I would just request you to be part of this wonderful institution and contribute as much as you can, not financially, from time, because we bring a lot of talent. All of you or specialize in your field, it is very important to make an investment in our children. You will see that when we attend these camps, how our children, they get an opportunity to showcase their talent. They are nothing less. And that platform we need to provide. And I need your support, I need your cooperation, not for me, not for anyone else, for our kids, so that in this land, they identify with the organization, they have a companionship, and they build that confidence and talent. And in the camp, we met several bright students, and I told them that you should expose these kids through the organizational platforms so that they have this confidence and they have the networking and they act as a positive influence for others. So please support the organization, please support the projects wherever you can help, and that's how we can make a significant difference, not only for our organization but also the communities here, because we have such a wonderful resource pool that we are trying, that everyone is serving this nation as well. So on this note, I would stop here, and I would, by the way, Jeeva ji, thank you so much. I heard good news that you have been made the national coordinator of the GoPO here in USA. Give him a big hand. I'm not surprised at it. And thank you for all what you are doing for the organization. Thank you so much for taking the lead. And at this note, I stop here and back to you.